We're going to talk some more about the state of the nation and the state of the immigration service, quite frankly. Julia Atherley's here, Home Affairs correspondent at The Sun. Julia, very good morning to you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks very much for waiting. Sorry to keep you waiting. A good piece in the paper this morning. A Turkish meet and greet character, it would seem, was arrested by police. You were there to witness it. Tell us what happened.
Yeah, so we joined a Home Office immigration team yesterday morning. It was quite early. It was about 25 minutes past 6. We were in the Tottenham area in North London. And we watched as a team, banged on this guy's door. They didn't have to break the door down in the end. He came to the door quite early in the morning. And they cuffed him outside and led him away and put him in a van and took him away for further questioning. Obviously, at this point, he's just been arrested, so we can't say for absolute certain what he has done. But they suspect that he was acting as a sort of meet and greet service for people coming over on small boats. And they kind of tracked him down because his phone number was found on the phones of some people who were coming across in small boats and arriving in Dover.
Right.
And they can see that they have used those phones to call him after arriving in the UK. And they also suspect that he was housing some people as well, so providing somewhere to stay for people that are coming over here illegally, and also involved in organising those crossings as well.
Yeah, it's a very tangled network, isn't it, of people? But, you know, you get the sense when you hear the words meet and greet, it's a bit like, you know, when you go on one of those package holidays and there's somebody in a uniform at the airport kind of going, here, this way to the coach, it will take you to the hotel. I mean, it's almost like that, isn't it?
I think what it shows is how entrenched this problem is. I mean, this isn't just a case of someone deciding on a random day to get on a boat in France, come across, and, you know, that's what they've decided to do. This is a huge network of people, which is taking a very long time and a lot of effort and resources to dismantle. And what we've seen in the past is that, you know, these gangs are operating, taking out one person in that chain, taking out one of the cogs in that wheel.
Right.
They're very quickly replaced. And, you know, boats have been crossing since 2018. This is not something that's new. These gangs have had a long time to get very, very comfortable and really kind of set up that very wide network that we saw one cog taken out yesterday.
Right.
But, you know, it's still an enormous problem.
And that is the problem, isn't it? There's so many cogs, there's so many people, you know, because it's such a lucrative business. It's a bit like the drug trade. You know, they've never been able to stop drugs coming into the country because people make so much money selling them. And similar with this situation here, because, you know, I mean, they've issued a statement today, the government, saying that as of tomorrow, they're going to be putting sanctions on people like this guy if he turns out to be guilty. They'll be freezing assets, they'll be seizing assets, they'll be, you know, basically preventing people from doing business by not allowing them to have bank accounts in this country. I'm not sure if that's going to work.
I mean, this is a trade which makes criminals hundreds of millions of pounds every year.
Yeah.
So I'm sceptical about how freezing assets, I mean, if it's not worked in other areas, for example, you know, the drugs trade is still very much a problem in the UK, and it's not going away anytime soon. I'm sceptical about how freezing assets, if anything, I think it will drive it more underground and make it even harder to discover. Yeah.
And did you get a chance to talk to any of the police involved? I mean, they must be quite frustrated because obviously they can only do bits and pieces around the edges really here, can't they?
So we spoke to Chris Foster, who is the Home Office lead on this, and he was talking about how often in these cases, people who are involved in this sort of thing, involved in, you know, organising houses for people coming across illegally, are also involved in things like the drugs trades and illegal working, which is something we've seen. I mean, we had our big investigation last week and previous weeks where we've shown that people living in asylum hotels are involved in illegal working for delivery companies. And then last week we had the investigation which showed that 339 people in asylum hotels have been up in court in the last 6 months. So that is something, and a lot of those were to do with drugs charges. So that is something that we've absolutely seen happening in reality.
Definitely. Absolutely extraordinary stuff. Well, great work. Anyway, good to see that at least they've got somebody for it. But, I mean, you fear that there's probably about another million of them somewhere knocking around. Good to see you, Julia. Thank you very much indeed. Julia Atherley, there, Home Affairs correspondent at The Sun, who was in attendance yesterday at the arrest of this character, who they believe to be quite a key figure in the meet and greet. But, of course, we haven't had that many arrests over time, have we? You might remember Keir Starmer got very excited a little while ago, probably a few weeks ago, maybe back end of last year, I think, because they got one person for this.
It is good news that today a man suspected of being a significant supplier of small boat equipment has been arrested. Criminal gangs have been getting away with this for far too long. I want to thank the UK National Crime Agency, along with their Dutch and Belgian counterparts, for all their hard work and their crucial role in this investigation. It's exactly what we want to see. And it shows that our approach of working with international partners to smash the people smuggling gangs is bearing fruit. In just over 4 months since the election, we've rapidly set up a new border security command, bringing together key agencies to disrupt people smuggling gangs.
Yeah. So far, under the Keir Starmer regime, I think we're looking at about 46,000 people that have come. Arrests 1. Actually, we made it 2 now, I suppose, if you count the guy yesterday. 46,776, there you go, the migrant tracker. Quite accurate now these days, since it's been tweaked. Apparently, they've arrested somebody else who was a meet and greet guy. The last, we didn't hear whether or not the bloke from the boat part scenario actually ever got charged with anything. We never had an update. But it's good news, says Sir Keir Starmer. I don't know. David in Leatherhead says, are you joking? Keir Starmer wouldn't go within a mile of Epping. He's frightened witless of what he would be forced to listen to. True. Keir Starmer was asked what his best achievement out of all that he had just listed. His reply was his best achievement was of walking into number 10, says Gillian. Should we have a look at that? Let's have a look at that.
Is there anything you would, what different approach you've taken now you've had to sat in the hot seat?
Well, I think we could engage Parliament more, I don't doubt that, but I do think it's important for us to remind people of what improvements we have done to the NHS, what we've done on free school meals, breakfast clubs, childcare, school uniforms, what we've done in terms of the investment we've put into road and rail.
So from that list of achievements, what's been your best moment in the last year as Prime Minister?
Oh, walking into Downing Street and taking up the job of governing, and I wouldn't swap a single day in government for years and years in opposition.
Yeah, I think we would. Let's get a voice note from Lisa on saving money.
Morning, Mike. It's Lisa from Canterbury. I mean, we're looking to try and find money all the time, and where it's actually staring them straight in the face, isn't it? So let's get rid of all these illegals, and we'll have millions to spare without having to tax the British people constantly, making our life so difficult. But it's the one subject they'll never approach. It's disgraceful. And just regarding his thing on the NHS, we just found out this morning, my husband's trying to make a doctor's appointment. You're not even allowed to make an appointment now on the phone. It's only e-consult. So good luck with that if you don't have a computer. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, but last time he was asked about this, he said not just 3 million more appointments, not 4 million, not 4.5 million more appointments, right? Apparently. Which, of course, nobody's buying because everybody's like you, Lisa, trying to make an appointment and not being able to do so. Gurdeep says, good morning, Mike. Starmer appears completely disconnected from the realities of what's happening in the UK, leaving the responsibility to his crazies who are unfit to lead. He's never in this country, seemingly disengaged from domestic issues. He avoids answering direct questions and shows little concern for national matters. Instead, he's more focused on his own personal ambitions, a leadership role within the EU. His actions are destroying this country.